So 2025 has come and gone, and we had a wide assortment of movies that came out over the past year. But in this video, I'm going to be getting into the movies that most disappointed me this past year. Now, just because I say these are the most disappointing movies for me for the past year doesn't necessarily mean that they're all bad movies. This is just some movies that in some way kind of left me wanting more or left me just kind of slightly disappointed. But let's go ahead and get into this list. Starting off with Wolfman. So I do like werewolf movies, and I've been waiting for a good werewolf movie to come along, and I really thought this was going to be that chance to be able to get a good werewolf movie. And I will say, after hearing some reviews about this movie, going into this movie with lower expectations, I wouldn't necessarily say this is a bad movie, but it did leave me wanting more. The werewolf design was not necessarily one of the best I've seen. This movie did have some interesting concepts, but overall, after watching it, I just wanted a little bit more. I wanted this movie to really just be a good werewolf movie. We have Captain America Brave New World, and I still think this is a solid movie in the MCU, but my disappointment with this movie is that I just believe that Anthony Mackie's character of Captain America deserved a little bit more better in this movie. You know, to just be able to have his own movie, be able to be like a higher tier type of movie in the MCU. But honestly, it just felt like he was shoved into another Incredible Hulk movie of like, Incredible Hulk sequel continuation of that movie. So that's really one of the more disappointing factors about this movie is that I just want a little bit better for his character in this movie. Until Dawn, and boy, man. Now, I did not go check out this movie in theaters because I wanted to see how people were saying about this movie first. And I'm glad I didn't check out this movie. I did check this movie out for the first time a couple weeks ago. And man, oh man, was I sorely disappointed with this movie. This movie did not grasp the concept of the actual video game that people love. You're taking the beloved video game of Until Dawn, you're trying to make it into a movie. You have the blueprint right in front of you with the video game, and yet you decide to do something completely different that doesn't necessarily have any major concepts of the game. Man, this was probably one of my most disappointing movies of the year. This movie was just not it. And we have Fear Street Prom Queen. This was a Netflix exclusive. Now, when it comes to the original Fear Street trilogy that we got a couple years ago, Honestly, I like that trilogy. So honestly, this was one of my more anticipated movies of the year with, having a whole Fear Street brand on it. Maybe we could get a pretty good slasher taking place in the 80s. And when I saw this, man, I was so disappointed with this one. It just feels like a generic slasher. There's really no concept to the whole being during the 80s or, being set during the 80s. Not really any memorable kills going on in this one. And the whole motivation and who is behind the actual killings and all that stuff was so predictable. Honestly, I was really, really disappointed with this one. And we have Karate Kid Legends. Now, when it comes to the whole Karate Kid franchise, the original Karate Kid movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I think the 2010 remake is at least a decent enough movie. But with this, you got everybody excited that you're going to bring Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio together in the movie. And then this movie just ends up being kind of a disappointment. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that this was a bad movie completely, but it just, when it comes to the Karate Kid label and brand, this was just not it for it. There's a lot of things that I did not like in this movie. Sure, we get some good parts, good scenes between Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, but not even that much. Ralph Macchio doesn't even come out until like the latter half of the movie. So we don't get a whole lot of, their teamwork between Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. So when it comes to a Karate Kid movie, this one just left me underwhelmed. But honestly, I want to hear from y'all. What were some of the most disappointing movies for y'all that came out in the year of 2025?